such up over here. YouTube be watching me and then they'll just take my little money away. Like if I cuss in the first like 20 minutes once or an hour in a video. So we try to keep it real cute. We try to keep it real cute up over here, okay? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Is everything good? The sound is good. We got a lot to go over today, okay? I had to interrupt everything that I had prepped for y'all to show y'all exactly what I had today. Okay, and so listen, listen, I know y'all think I'm excited about, no, let me try to, the only reason I'm happy right now is because I'm happy to see y'all, I promise you, and every time I go live with these shows, Jasmine, there's like a, how do you say it, there's like an adrenaline rush, and I get all excited, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, yeah, are we ready, is everything perfect, let's go, you know what I'm saying, we winos, but then, of course, I have to switch my energy. Not too low because we don't do depressing news up over here. We don't do that. We leave that to the other people. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other sites to do that. You know, have at it. We try to keep it like a medium vibration over here, okay? So we'll unwind the shit, okay? But not just, we won't do too much unwinding. But when it comes to, you know, the news that's out here, you know, we have a due diligence to do our work. And I know a lot of people are triggered on this White Wine Wednesday. I get it. And unfortunately for me, being that I'm of the industry, not in the industry, I don't get triggered because, you know, the triggering happened years ago when we came in contact with said information about said public figures that you guys are just hand over heels, you will get down on your knees for him if he asks, child. There's a lot of y'all like that. There's a lot of y'all in the comments probably right now that's like that. Here you go. They trying to keep another black man down. First of all, who is who? I have to clear that up. Let's clear that up. Who is trying to keep a black man down? Is it black people? Or is it other people? Who? Is it a black woman? Is it a black man? Is it a black company? As far as I'm concerned, like, it ain't got nothing to do with us. We just report. And I know y'all want the whole kumbaya, but some stuff I just can't get behind because I'm gonna be honest with you. With everything in me right now, there is no other reason. There's not one logical explanation. There's not even you can't even make this make sense. Why a wealthy, well intact, medical records are pure, from what I've seen, you know. They pass out everything, okay? You ain't nothing safe from nobody around here, okay? We're talking about somebody that can get exactly what he wants, when he wants, in arm's reach. There's no reason as to why people like Tyler Perry, Shannon Sharp should be on my screen. No reason. No other reason. But they must like it here. They must like it here. And before y'all get y'all panties all in a bunch and get triggered and everything, get your wine, get your blunts, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna go over this well-crafted, well-thought-out lawsuit. And I know y'all are like, well, why didn't he press charges? He did his due diligence, the same things we do when we're on a job. And I too have been, you know, inappropriately approached and touched while at work, and we go through said protocols, especially as women, and what happens? No one believes us. No one takes us serious. We don't have enough proof. And so we're just told to just suck it up. If you don't like it here, quit. A lot of times we got children, we need the jobs. You know, we got a lot going on to be going out here to be trying to find another job. But it's White Wine Wednesday today. And Tyler Perry has made White Wine Wednesday since he wants to allegedly Because according to his lawyer, he has denied everything. He said, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. It was Medea. Listen. There's no other reason, I'm telling you, that the only reason that Tyler Perry has made White Wine Wednesday today is because the white people are suing him. The white people gave him a lot of money, and when they want it back, they're gonna get it back. And so that's why my phone was ringing off the hook, why he took 3 hours at the BET dinner to explain very diligently, as this lawsuit does, what he does for black people, what he has done for black people, the money he spent on black people, why he should be thanked for helping black people, because he knew that this was coming down the pipe. It was just an utter reminder of what I do for black people, and the only people that can cancel me, because my audience follows me to Amazon, to Netflix, to Hulu, to BET. Wherever I go, I take my 30 million followers and we get 25 million views on Straw. We get 30 million views on Beauty and Black. So on and so forth. The only people that could truly cancel him are his own people. So he made sure during that dinner it was a 3-hour reminder as to who he was to us, and for us to drown out the noise whenever these white folks get ready to shake it up. But with this lawsuit here, I don't think black people can save him. After the break, we're gonna get into this lawsuit and the receipts that we have regarding this lawsuit and other people that have allegedly kind of came out behind Tyler or are allegedly living off of Tyler right now. It's a lot of people. But we're gonna take a little break, let you know what's coming up. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass, so we'll be right back. Let's go.
I don't know where I'd be without you.
I don't know where you'd be either.
That's
An eviction notice? What the hell?
okay, so I'm the source of all of our problems or something?
I've been here less than 5 minutes and problem.
Where's Malcolm? Malcolm, where's my money?
I have noticed you're behind on the rent. Is there anything I can do to lighten the load?
Lighten the load? I'm calling to let you know that you are out of line.
Check your Cash App.
What? You're not gonna do it, are you? Tanya.
Not a time for jokes, Keith.
Malcolm, I need my money.
It's a big one for me.
You can't say it like that.
How big is the shower?
He was inspired by God. When him and Speed was in the shower.
Oh my gosh, Ray J is my mom's right now. Should we pull up?
From jail, bro. Right when I got out on Twitch, right when they let me out. The Shade did too, but not like T-Pain. And the Shade is the one who got me banned. Welcome to the stream, house.
I don't want to have to teach you everything. I got to sit down and teach you
Well,
everything.
look, I'm happy to have everybody here. Thank you for coming. It's gonna keep getting better and better. I know they thought that it was gonna work, so they could only get better.
I want to get invited.
We're gonna do our own shower stream, and we're gonna invite 30 of the baddest of the baddest.
We're not gonna do those people.
And I'm not inviting none of the people that I invited at first, because they thought it was gonna be me.
No, Kai, you're not invited. You're right,
Subscribe to my shit and watch me turn shit to go.
What brings you in, Travis?
Say something to me.
I'm sorry.
Better question. What are you going through?
We're not fucking Travis. So what do you do for sex?
It's called life.
Life?
Or wife? What's up, T?
I can't find any groundbreaking stories. This stuff is like Groundhog Day. Nothing new has came up.
I do have a few.
When we start the show, keep it clean.
Okay, but you know the rumors out there, right?
I don't give a damn about the rumors.
About Shorty.
Can anything be traced back to you?
I mean, I do help with little things here and there.
Like what? What you paying a rent?
Look at it this way. We are getting older and not so attractive, more so you than me. What better way than to pull the wool over your eyes than sex?
So, what the fuck happened again? The bitch set me up with a trans and I didn't even know it.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
So is it true?
The blogs and their unending desire to ruin our relationship.
So why is that picture of you and some bitch in a hair salon, Travis?
I said, I'm gonna go in the clay room. Now, mind you, when I'm in this clay room, I said, this nigga come in here in the next 2 minutes with fully dressed, telling me to go, he's gay. This motherfucker.
Is this true?
How you gonna ask me something like that?
Everybody talks to somebody.
All right, those movies are now streaming on TashaKLive.com as well as Tubi, okay? If you're subscribed to either, we would definitely love and appreciate the support. And please give us a review on how y'all like the movies and everything like that, okay? And so like I said before the break, we are here to break down Tyler Perry's lawsuit in detail, because like I said, there's things in here that I'm gonna be able to explain to y'all that we got years ago. And so his lawyer is doing the lawyer thing because he's being paid by a billionaire. Tyler Perry is a billionaire, saying that these claims will fail because this is an individual that got close to Tyler Perry, okay? And in an utter attempt to shake down and scam him, to scam this stud here. I read the text messages. Tyler said, you don't see that stud? You don't see that stud in the picture? Stop playing. You on my private island in the Bahamas. Boy, you better quit playing. Derek was like, oh, it's some nice water. He said, oh, stop playing. You know you see that stud in that picture. He's like, ha, nice water. I said, not Tyler Perry having to fish for compliments. I'm going to tell you what the lawsuit's like, what it's about. Like, just wait. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Look to your neighbor. Pull out your Bibles, okay? It's going to be a sermon today. A lot of stuff. A lot. What we have here today, oh, my God. I just love the wine of it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that this is going to go away because, you know, he has the money to make it go away. The boy just wants his money. He's going to settle. You know what I'm saying? He's going to settle. So Tyler should have settled before. But he was kind of rolling dice a little bit. But when them contracts start getting pulled, get that white boy his money. Exactly. All right. So this lawsuit was filed in California, even though Tyler Perry Studios does do business out of California and Georgia. But Derek Dixon. The word of the day is DIKKS. Derek Dixon, Scripts for DIKKS is the name of this show, okay? Filed a lawsuit against Mr. Tyler Perry, alleging what they call quid pro, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And so quid pro quo is just an exchange, like I give you something, you give me something, and so he's filing it under this particular law in California, the same law that they have on the sexual assault survivors in New York. He's filing this particular case under, let me see if I have that law. If not, yep. This action is also timely under California's sexual abuse. Y'all have to fill in the blanks, of course. This is a virgin show. Sexual abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act. California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, AB-2777, amended under the California Civil Procedure 340.16, okay? And it's extending the statute of limitations of such, all right? And so there's a law that kind of backs this up. And so while quid pro quo is not illegal, but in terms of, someone being your boss and you being somebody that's under your boss, things can get a little sticky, like sperm. Get a little sticky, okay? And that's why we're here today, because he's not the only one that's came out and made allegations, and he also confirmed, seemingly, allegedly confirmed, some allegations that came out around Christmas time when everybody was coming out. Everybody was coming out, okay? Remember Christian Keys? Remember Christian Keys? Okay. And so the gentleman today that is suing and filed his lawsuit that he did attempt to settle, that's Christian Keys, okay? He is a longtime actor in, I want to say, the Broadway sector, the stage play sector. Tyler Perry came from the stage play sector. And so he has a long-standing career. And he got out on social media in December around Christmas time saying that he has recordings upon recordings of inappropriate conversations with his boss, trying to exchange gifts with him in exchange, gifts being, you know, lead roles or shows or, you know, more money or houses and things like that, in return for him to act, on Tyler, to play a role with Tyler. Tyler just wanted some private role play. Come up to the apartment. He said, nah, I just did my role for you in the group room. He said, yeah, but I need a private role right now. And Christian took his little good hair ass the other way and marched down, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this. I hope y'all got some time, because we got a lot to unwind today. That's a bar right there, okay? Now, he goes on, and I want to say this too, that DIKKS did highlight Tyler Perry's influence in the community, and I think that's what makes this lawsuit so, he shouldn't even be here. Tyler shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't even be reading about him right now, because he just reaffirmed everything that I'm about to say. But here's the thing. He says, just like, he goes on to compare him. And the lawyer was very strategic in adding a white name so that this doesn't become like, oh, we're trying to take down a black man. He said, just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy Combs, who is yet to be you know, convicted. Kevin Spacey, remember Kevin Spacey? Oh yeah, y'all remember Kevin Spacey? And they were saying that he was around here, saying that he was gonna do this and do that. All you had to do is give him a little bit of dick. Just a little bit. He lost House of Cards because he was accused of throwing dick on little white boys. So Tyler ain't the only one. Let's stop the cap. It's White Wednesday. Roger Ailes. I don't even know Roger Ailes. I got to go look that up. And many others in the industry. Mr. Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants. The belief slowly transformed into a false idea that Mr. Perry can get whomever he wants. There are things in life that money cannot buy, which is Derek Dixon. Derek's dick, okay? Now, this is not about Mr. Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. They're not trying to sexually exploit him. Everybody knows that Tyler, when you a Beyonce fan and you dressed up like Beyonce, you put on Beyonce clothes, Beyonce drawers, Beyonce, we ain't no straight men out here doing that. Just stop the cap. He first row. Him and his the lesbian couple. I don't never see Oprah out with Stedman. Why she don't take Stedman? Because now, he has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency, okay? First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect of career-finding opportunities, roles that promise visibility and advancement. Then, once they are in his professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensnare them, positioning their success as contingent on meeting the demands in a quid pro quo sexual compromise. This pattern is a behavior. This pattern of behavior reveals a calculated use of professional power and leverage. Okay, now using his influence, Mr. Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, money. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing it all unless they engaged in Mr. Perry's perverted desire of sexual gratification. Mr. Perry would easily kill off a character of a show who failed to indulge in Perry's sexual fantasies. And let's just say, a lot of people will be like, kill me, kill me, kill me. Derek was making almost anywhere from $600,000 to $1 million a season. We're talking about somebody that has no background in acting. Why are you getting paid $600,000 to $1 million? He's paying them just as much as he pays Taraji P. Henson that's out here. Oh, when I tell you she got Tyler Perry balls in her mouth. He's paid me more than Hollywood has ever paid me, and he's paying white boys more with no acting experience that don't have a degree from Howard like you do, Taraji P., just as much as you do, and he got them from this white man here. Jasmine, put him up real quick. That white man, Tony. Get Tony on up here real quick. So apparently, oh yeah, no, that's Derek. I need Tony, the fat white dude. Okay, let's get Tony up here. Tony, apparently, according to Derek Dixon in this lawsuit, provides. Let's get Tony on the screen. Okay, hold on. There we go. Tony here. And we can tell Tony is. Look at the eyeliner. Look at the eyeliner. So apparently he's worked for Mr. TP for quite some time, and he organizes all of Tyler Perry's events. He is Tyler Perry's lead event planner. And not only that, he picks the staff, and they go and work Tyler Perry's events. And this guy who goes by the name of Tony, what's his last name, Jasmine? Conway. Tony Conway with Legendary Events, okay, out of Atlanta, gave Derek Dixon to Tyler Perry. That's how they met, according to Derek. Now, Derek says that he was just a waiter. He was just a waiter trying to get acting gigs here and there, got a job with Legendary Events. Legendary Events said, you'll do well on the couch. You'll do well on the couch. So I'm going to give you an address. That's what he said, I'm going to give you a little address here. Derek Dixon, turn around, okay. I'm going to give you this here, okay? Take this. You're going to show up at this address. Make sure you wear this. And when somebody approaches you, you do what the hell he tells you to do. Okay? And so, and Tyler even mentions in the lawsuit, in the text message, that, listen, don't tell the cast about us, Derek. If they find out that Tony introduced us and gave me you, and I gave you a job based off of Tony's request, they're gonna be upset about that. His own cast, his fellow cast would be upset that an events planner would be able to give Tyler Perry advice on who he should cast in his show and pay $600,000 to $1 million to with no prior acting experience. Here's a text message right here. Thank you, Jasmine. Turn to your neighbor and look and say, receipts! Receipts, okay? Let me go ahead and pull up my copy. It's just so many receipts, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button and things like that, please, okay? Pretty please. Now, when we pull up these receipts here, it says, listen to me, as Tyler Perry, in this alleged text between Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon, he says, listen to me, if you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent, says Tyler, and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. And he's talking about Tony Conway from Legendary Events that decorates all the rooms, sends the staff, and then Tyler Perry zooms in on who Tony has sent for him, and he approached Derek, according to Derek, at his first gig, exchanged numbers with Tyler, and we're here now. Okay, let's finish reading. He said, you have earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you have to learn yourself because when we go back to work, I am not going to know you. Tyler Perry says to Derek, because when we get back to work, if you tell the cast that we know you, I know you, and we have a new friendship and I'm paying you all this money, unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself, okay? I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend, says Tyler. Professionalism is key. So it seems to me that Tyler Perry is well aware of even how he got here, and he knows what could lead him here. I hope you got it, my friend. Just watch the behavior of everyone around me on set. Now let's get back to reading this lawsuit. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm gonna try to sum it up as much as I can because I don't want to burden y'all down, but it is juicy. It's a whole, I'm gonna write a stage play. I'm gonna write a stage play. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, and I know just the perfect person to play Tyler Perry. Joseph Fogg. Joseph Fogg on Instagram, okay? Here's the thing. Okay, now when we get back to the deets of the show, in one such exchange, Perry stated that he could fix things because the actors of the show he was filming should all be scared because they were all shot at, and we don't know who lives, meaning that Tyler Perry was going to use this as a tool to gain compliance with his desires, okay? There's a text message that says, but I swear to you, from Tyler, I know how to fix this shit. I love killing a mother in a show that no one expects. You could be sipping Mai Tais, counting coconuts right. He said you could be sipping Mai Tais and counting coconuts right now, says Derek. Tyler comes back and says, think about the last episode. They were all shot. We don't know who lives. Derek says, exactly. I'm scared. They should be too. He says, nope, they're not. Last I checked, we all got the same bullets in us, okay? And so basically he's insinuating that Tyler would remind him, like, if there's anybody that I don't like, I can just off a show, and but they do what I say do because they don't want me to do that, and I definitely don't want to do that to you, so says Derek in this lawsuit, okay? Now, Derek Dixon was Mr. Perry's desire ever since they became acquainted. Dixon was working as a part of the event staff for a party hosted by Mr. Perry when Mr. Perry noticed him. Perry immediately offered Dixon a chance to audition for a part in one of his TV productions. Dixon agreed and was on set with Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. During the time they were filming, Perry would send flirtatious text messages to Dixon. For example, in one message, Perry stated that he was jealous when he saw Dixon going on a walk with another man named Brad, okay? Tyler Perry's text message says, why did that photo make me jealous of you two together? Ha, I don't know. It's just Brad, says Derek. LOL. I feel like I'm reading a storybook in a class. You know how they be like, yeah, LOL. Now, Derek says he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in, and now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself, LOL. Tyler Perry says, thick Derek. Thick Derek, get that Chipotle. My husband says that when he wants something from downstairs. Thick Tasha, can you go downstairs and get me? Thick Derek, TP. Okay, I see you. Now, he goes on to say in another message, Perry stated to Dixon, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex, says Tyler Perry. You could take that message down, put Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon back up, okay? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ, meaning you can have freedom to be able to do whatever you want and not feel guilty about your religion and still believe in God. Because, you know, Tyler Perry's always struggled, according to my opinion and a lot of people that are around him and you know, under my watch, that, you know, he had a church crowd. He didn't want to offend that church crowd with his guilty pleasures, so to say, okay? Now, Tyler Perry says in a text message to Derek Dixon once again, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? Yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. Okay, so I guess he's talking about, you know, his first car. He says, giving up, says Derek, giving up my religious guilt, becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you came from. He says, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. that you can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Tyler. Now, the plaintiff carefully navigated a friendly demeanor to prevent the loss of income and opportunity in one hand. We're talking about Derek, and on the other, firm boundary and on the other, a firm boundary against Perry's advances. He literally, according to when he met him, never gave in to any of the advances, and he came on strong until that character was set to disappear. Now, he says on one occasion when Mr. Perry was drinking, he started to become extremely annoyed when Mr. Dixon avoided him. Mr. Perry stated that of the 600 people in his phone book, he only wanted to talk to Mr. Dixon. Okay? Now, he goes on to say, Tyler, according to the messages that he submitted to his lawyer in this lawsuit, he says, treat myself right. What are you doing? Derek. And then Derek says, just talking to my sister. Tyler Perry, eye roll. Okay, fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. Derek says, trying to get off so I can go to sleep, LOL. Tyler says, I understand, LOL. Then he says, LOL, Derek, apparently you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Tyler says, I just started. And Derek says, they didn't, LOL, okay? Now, he goes on to say, Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with the advances, I'm changing up some of the words because I'm tired of saying X. Dixon's character would die in the next season, okay? Indeed, Dixon's character, Dale, was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season on the Oval, and Perry always held it over Mr. Dixon's head, implying that Dale would survive if Dixon kept Perry happy. Once Perry recognized the extent of the control that he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated this behavior on multiple occasions. Mr. Perry assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, okay, attempted to force himself on Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon told a drunken Perry no and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Mr. Dixon's wrists. Mr. Dixon was not only able to escape after escalating the situation, but abruptly changing the subject. The next day, look to your neighbor and say the next day. How are they doing in the chat? It good? Okay, because now the text messages are making sense. Because I know when we posted them isolated, you guys were like, we don't see anything wrong. This is okay, but now I'm putting it into context, so a lot of people don't like to do that, but we got time today. Okay, now just imagine if this were your boss. Y'all, a lot of y'all work for people. Imagine if this were your boss. Especially in this economy where it's hard to get a job. Like, come on. Now, the next day, okay, the day after the aggression, he used the word assault, okay, Mr. Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly saying, tried to call you, call me, I really need to talk to you, please call me as soon as you can. Finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Tyler Perry's call, Mr. Perry profusely apologized for the assault, okay, while blaming it on other things. Perry continued, he didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. The word of the day is self-sabotage. We're going to write that down. Look to your neighbor and say self-sabotage, okay? All right? And then under self-sabotage, I want you to write Shannon Sharp, okay? He getting women straight off the prom floor, okay? And then we're going to look to your neighbor and say Tyler Perry, okay? All right? Not a problem. There's more, all right? Even Harvey Weinstein, okay? And Bill Cosby, you know, he made sure all his victims was out cold. They couldn't even remember nothing. So look, here's the thing. Now, he said maybe he was self-sabotaging. On that very same call where he apologized for the actual assault against Dixon, Perry told Dixon, don't worry, we're gonna do your show. Referring to the pilot Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Dixon got a call from Perry's lawyer saying that Christmas had come early and Dixon was getting a substantial raise, and the show was greenlit. Perry's attorney explicitly warned Dixon not to tell any other actor on the show about Dixon's raise because no other actors were getting a raise, only Dixon. And remember, he hired Derek Dixon per Tony Conway, his event coordinator, with eyeliner. You see how he got his titties out with eyeliner? You see how he got his titties out with eyeliner? He is, Mr. Perry is one of his biggest clients, and he has to traffic. He has to make sure he keeps traffic going through that house. We can call it trafficking. We can call it what the feds call it, the other trafficking. But this is a smooth traffic. Why are you paying, like I said, $600,000 to $1 million, but you come out here and you try to say you're paying black people more than that, but yeah, you're paying a little white boy that is coming to ask for $260 million more? Just because this fat white slob, no, put his white wine news. Because this fat white slob told you to hire him because he had a thick ass Tyler. Tyler got a thick ass too, baby. Look, for real. I feel sorry for Tyler's girlfriend. We'll talk about her in a minute. Stay tuned. Now, I wonder what she's just saying. She probably gonna say shit, the money. And she works for Tyler. What do you know? Now, let's keep it going. Look to your neighbor and say, keep it going. Word of the day is self-sabotage. We're reading about self-sabotaging billionaires and moguls who are utterly bored and have nothing to do but control people in their careers and their businesses, and as well as in their love life, okay? They're just so used to controlling people and conditioning people to be able to get what they want to do. They can't fathom somebody telling them no. It's a power, it's an ego trip. Too much power, too much money, right? And it's just utterly just, like I said, self-sabotaging that you as a billionaire mogul would have to beg and pay for Dixon. You gotta give out scripts for Dix. Sir! Perry kept telling Dixon that he was sorry for the harassment and it wouldn't happen again. However, the harassment and assaults continued. Mr. Perry would also try to deflect the blame for the assault by saying Dixon didn't have a strong enough no. Now, Tyler, you a big dude. He's a giant. A strong enough no? Okay. Perry told Dixon that you would have to be able to say no to propositions for, you know, and mean it and make it clear. Here's a text message provided by Derek. Nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. This says Tyler Perry to Derek, according to the text messages that Derek submitted. How is your no? Is it not strong? Okay, how is your no? Is it stronger? You gotta have a strong no. Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. We know who the Illuminati is now. She heard Kanye say that it's real. Well, says Tyler Perry, I don't think that, but I do think you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. He says, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Says Derek. Joking, says Derek. I hear you. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. I don't know what he meant by that. Well, this is Tyler Perry, according to these text messages that Derek submitted. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. So, He talking about Harvey Weinstein. The casting couch. Well, the only one who could have gotten that Oscar for you through sex is in prison, so just stick to the no unless you're really into him. And we all know that Harvey Weinstein gave out Oscars like candy. I mean, he was eating coochie while they period was on. He was not playing. He meant business. Dixon did not know how to answer without facing retaliation, cancellation of his production contract, or perhaps being killed off the show. So instead, Dixon made a joke out of the situation, stating that I'll only say yes to sex if it gets me an Oscar. In response, Tyler Perry stated the only one who could have gotten that Oscar for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no unless you really are into him, emphasis added. Perry reveals that through text messages that the no he was referencing to was Dixon's no to relations in exchange for promotion in the industry, classically known as quid pro quo. Sexual harassment. Perry sent the message to Dixon because this is exactly what Tyler Perry was doing. At some point, Dixon left Atlanta and moved to Santa Monica to create distance from Tyler Perry. However, even at long distances, Mr. Perry continued to harass Mr. Dixon, okay? And so, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trying to negate Tyler Perry's work, but there's a lot of people out here that are extremely talented, especially in the African American community, and he got by and got the largest equitable just distribution deal ever known in probably black history of black filmmaking with mediocre stories. And him knowing that, Harvey Weinstein was giving out Oscars and Harvey was doing this too, it's a cult amongst them. The fact that the events planner had referred to a billionaire who to hire, this is organized trafficking. Now, Perry sent this message to Dixon. That is exactly what Tyler Perry was doing. At some point, Dixon left Atlanta. Okay, we already read that. Now, okay, let's go into, because he is suing 3 other production companies in addition to Tyler Perry, but he's giving the other production companies, because he's leaving them as does right now, he's not releasing the information, because I take it that they're probably in talks, probably Lionsgate, or somebody like that, whoever produces the movie, whoever owns or co-owner of the production studios. But Tyler Perry was the only one that said a hard no. Hard no. I'm not giving you nothing. I got my audience, and they're going to follow me wherever I go. Now, let's go down to more allegations. The factual allegations: in or around September 2019, plaintiff worked for an event company called Legendary Events in Atlanta that was hired to organize defendant Perry's studio opening party. Plaintiff was recruited by Tony Conway, the owner of Legendary Events and close friend of Tyler Perry, okay? Now, defendant Perry picked plaintiff out of a crowd of employees present at the party and began asking plaintiff questions about his employment status and whether plaintiff was an actor. So you're asking one of the servers at your party if he's an actor, or can he act to be with you? I think he said further on in this, as we get into this, that he didn't even want an emotional attachment to these men. He said, listen, I will give you money. I just need you to give me loyalty. I need you to give me that thick butt whenever I need it, and I will take care of you. Just no emotional attachment. And there, apparently, according to him, he said that there's plenty other men that are getting the same thing right now. Throw up a picture, Jasmine. Just flash it up. Just go. No. Just the other one. Let's go. Just do it one more time. One more time. There we go. We'll talk about them later, okay? I just wanted Jasmine to tease you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoop. All right, so, okay, so on or around October, the last day of the party, defendant Perry insisted he and the plaintiff exchanged phone numbers. Perry pursued him. He did not pursue Perry. So the fact that the lawyer is saying that he got close to Perry, Perry got close to him. He got close to the help. There's plenty of men that are successful in this industry that he can get close to. He can be married to, and trick on. He can go out the country and trick on where they don't have laws like this out of the country. He can do what he want to do. But in America, it is a very, very, very different law of the land, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly how this is a perfect setup for Tyler Perry, because he has obviously pissed somebody off. And the picture that was exposed the other day with him and Mariah Carey's ex-fiance, who was a background dancer for Madonna, Lady Gaga, and Mariah Carey, and that's how he started sleeping with Mariah Carey and then eventually proposed to Mariah Carey, being her help. He had to quit. Mariah Carey said, you're not gonna, this photo leaked because you know why? The law firm probably put a private investigator on him so that they can show his inappropriate relationships with men that are beneath him financially, as well as just, let's just say, economically. And they are used to getting close to people in high positions, like Brian Tonka did. And that's why he was out on a yacht with Tyler Perry during the day and has no credentials. I think his first credentials was in the new show. I think he's in Beauty and Black, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember what show Brian Tonka is in, but like, why would you be having private meetings by yourself with your staff? Where's the other staff members? And why are you looking like, because, you know, when they're building cases against you, they are going to get physical proof that you have a habit of doing this. And so this photo was strategically placed so that when the lawsuit came out, you would put two and two together that this is his type. Brian Tonka looks just like Derek Dixon. And these are the type of men that he courts that are beneath him that have no type of acting background, no type of experience whatsoever, but he wants to spend alone time with them as a single billionaire mogul. Now, let's get back to the factual allegations in this lawsuit. So says the complaintee. Okay. Now, in or around early October, the last day of the party, defendant Perry insisted he and the plaintiff exchanged phone numbers. Perry subsequently texted plaintiff to introduce him. Perry began by asking Dixon about his dreams and aspirations. Dixon told Perry that he was interested in acting and writing. Perry then told Dixon to do an audition over the phone and send it to Perry. Dixon told Perry he was at a Halloween party. Perry asked to see the pictures of Dixon in costume, and Dixon complied. When Perry saw the pictures, he texted Dixon, I was going to say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. Okay, Tyler Perry's sugar daddy. Okay, why you just gonna make the boy a sugar daddy, like, and not hire him to work in your studio? I think we wouldn't even be here had you would have just kept him being a waiter instead of trying to advance him. Like, you're Tyler Perry. You're not a bad-looking dude. He's not ugly. You know, but I think if you would have approached him genuinely, I think we wouldn't be here today. It's the fact that you dangled what you could and couldn't do for him just to get them to like you because you don't like you. And this is the word of the day, self-sabotage. Okay? Now he goes on to say, hold on. Keep your mind on that cowboy needs a sugar daddy. Perry continued with, you look great, you're just lacking Costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend. Dixon responded, not at all. It's so true. Half-ass costume, to which Perry replied, what's true, cowboy needs a sugar daddy, implying that Perry wanted to be Dixon's sugar daddy. Dixon quickly shut down the comments by reiterating what he said earlier, that the truth was that he was lacking costume parts, okay? Now, shortly after, Dixon's boss at Legendary Events called Dixon and told him that Tyler Perry was having another event in Los Angeles and specifically wanted Mr. Dixon to fly from Atlanta to Los Angeles to work on that event. Tony with the eyeliner called Derek, personally said Tyler Perry wants you, and I need my money, so you get your thick ass on down there, boy. Let's go. We making dreams and aspirations happen. Now, Dixon was flattered and jumped on the opportunity to meet Tyler Perry again, like another actor that I'm going to tell you about in just a second, okay? He had met this actor, according to a source that was right there on Run Canyon. Is it Runyon Canyon? What is that canyon in Hollywood? And they run through the canyon, Runyon. And Tyler Perry ran right past him, stopped. You see him on every show because Tyler Perry flew him out the very next day, okay? Yes, sir. You wait, because we got them. You just wait. You just wait. Okay. Now, shortly after doing the event on November 3rd, 2019, defendant Perry sent plaintiff several text messages that he would love to find a job and change Perry's life and change lives, insisting that they would make it happen. Perry sent Dixon what turned out to be an ominous warning. Be careful hanging around me, says Perry. I cause dreamers to dream big. I cause them to not only believe, but do. Let's make this happen. You're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. What are they doing in the comments? I wish I was in the comments sometimes with them. What are they doing? Are they enjoying themselves? Are they? How's my narration skills, y'all? Okay, so the very next day, defendant Perry sent an email which contained an offer for plaintiff to play the role of Dale in Perry's television series, Ruthless. I remember seeing him in Ruthless, okay? Perry said it was a small role that could get bigger, therefore, big like my... That was my words, okay? Therefore, setting up the first stage of the series of escalating quid pro quo offers, okay, in exchange for something. At this point, Dixon did not know that Terry was interested in men and that he was looking for a relationship. Dixon assumed that Tyler Perry was genuinely a caring person who discovered the talent that Dixon always felt he had. Now, Dixon, really? Okay. Dixon filmed his roles for Ruthless and in mid-November went back to his job as an event staff for Legendary Events. Approximately 1 month later, Perry bought and gave Dixon a new car because he hated Dixon's Jeep. I know there's probably people that are watching my show right now, people that I've employed myself on movies and things that we produce that have worked their asses off for Tyler Perry, and you just meet this little white boy here and you just go buy him a car? Because you don't like his other car? You want your thick ass to sit in something nice. You don't want him to sit on no cloth seats. You want leather seats for that butt. Boy. But remember, he plays a black woman more than they've ever made in Hollywood, okay? And everybody knows in TV that black women own the TV box. That's why Tyler Perry panders to black women, is because nobody's watching if it's not a show based around black women. We're the highest, viewed audience when it comes to projects like his, okay? And so he just knows his metrics. And he's good at it. Now, approximately 1 month later, Perry bought and gave Dixon a new car because he hated Dixon's Jeep. Dixon was surprised and elated. Dixon had no idea he was being set up by Perry for extreme dependence. In December of 2019, Dixon was requested to be a part of the event staff at another event at Perry's home in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Tyler Perry got a house in Wyoming. All I heard and remember when I heard Wyoming was Brokeback Mountain, bitch. That's all I remember. That's all It's just Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's where they shot Brokeback Mountain. Okay? Now, I told you this lawsuit's juicy, ain't it? It's juicy. Okay, so, and now, after that event, Perry started frequently sending text messages, making calls, and demanding that Dixon give Perry some attention. On New Year's Eve 2019, Perry texts Dixon, "I can't tell you the last time I pumped gas or went to the supermarket," says Perry, "or flew commercial, or packed a bag, or had good sex. It was before I was rich," according to Derek Dixon here. Dixon found these messages to be strange and untowardly coming from someone like Tyler Perry, but being new to the industry, Dixon played along by downplaying the sexual comments and hoping that being around Perry would allow him to showcase his talents as an actor and as a writer. It's gonna showcase that butt, the same butt that we saw in that show, that movie that he did, Mea Culpa, when that man, and he shot the man booty. Like, that was a thick ass. What's that black man named Jasmine? I forgot his name, but he was on top of Kelly Rowland, and all you saw was the camera zooming in on his ass. I said, look at Tyler. Look at Tyler. Now, Dixon found these messages. Okay, we already read that part. Now, soon after Dixon began giving Perry more attention, Perry made his move on Dixon. In January 2020, a few months after his first acting gig, Perry invited plaintiff to his home in Douglasville, Georgia. Plaintiff showed up to the home hoping that he would be given a chance to befriend Perry and show him how talented an actor he was. At Perry's home, Dixon was served many alcoholic drinks, which Perry also partook in. Dixon felt that Perry was genuinely interested in Dixon's talents as an actor and as a writer. Perry made no sexual advances at Dixon while they were drinking, and the conversation was friendly. But at the end of the night, Perry told Dixon not to drive home. He live out there in Douglasville in the middle of the woods. I think you got to take a boat to get to his house, okay? Perry said it was dangerous and that Dixon was too inebriated to drive home. Dixon agreed and was escorted to a separate guest room. Not knowing that this was a ruse to allow Perry to assault Dixon, Dixon was tired and did not have pajamas, so he got into bed wearing only his underwear. Before he knew what was happening, Dixon felt someone slip into bed behind him and started rubbing Dixon's body around his inner thigh in a highly suggestive manner. Dixon turned around and saw that it was Medea in bed with him, bitch. He said, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" So he jumped up out of bed. He said he saw that it was Tyler Perry in bed with him. At this point, Dixon's stomach started to turn. He began to feel nauseous. Instinctively, Dixon jumped out of the bed and told Tyler Perry that he wasn't that sexual, okay? Tyler Perry ignored the comments and told Dixon turn around so that Perry could see that ass. He literally said, Tyler Perry told him that he to turn around so he could see him naked in his underwear. Perry then commented on how beautiful Dixon's body was. Dixon once again told Perry that he was not into sex. Dixon kept informing Perry that he was not into sex in order to keep Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him. In response to Dixon's frequent assertions that Dixon was not into sex, Perry started prying further. Perry would send Dixon a text message saying, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you." Here's a text message provided by Tyler Perry, exhibit 19,000, okay? Tyler Perry, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me, I hope you get past that block and in your mind soon." Well, says Derek, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. So Dixon basically told Tyler over the years that he was just not into sex, like he was asexual. Okay, and so that's how he kept Tyler at bay, and it just made Tyler more and more aggressive and trying to coach him about, don't worry about religious guilt and all that. Just be free, and you can still believe in Christ, okay? While massaging, getting that prostate massage. Now, This is so, like, oh my God. Okay. Now, he said, I will hope that you would get past that block in your mind. Perry was implying that Dixon would hopefully get past, that block. After the assault in January, Dixon felt betrayed. Perry continued to call and text Dixon every day, asking to talk to him more. Dixon ignored Perry, which led Perry to text him back, Derek, why don't you text me more? The more Dixon ignored Perry, the more aggressive Perry became until finally Perry offered Dixon a part in the new show called The Oval. $1 million a season. Dixon was so intrigued. Dixon was intrigued and hoping that this would be the big break he was looking for and a chance for him to display his acting talent. Finally, on February 11, 2020, Perry told Dixon to quit his job at Legendary Events and come work exclusively for Perry. Perry was not able to control Dixon, so as long as Dixon had a secondary income that was providing for his basic needs. Once Dixon quit his job due to his role on The Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Perry would often say things like, I give and I give. According to Dixon, Perry would say things to him like, I quote, I give and give and give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives me what I want or I need, implying that Dixon was not giving him sex. Perry started asking Dixon about Dixon's sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in acts, whether he was a top or a bottom, which in sexual terms means whether he preferred to give or receive anal. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had acts with men before. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had relations with men before. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had relations with men before and that he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big dick and when you hit the G-spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. Now, you know how I know Derek Dixon ain't lying about this quote? About, you know what I'm saying? When you have a big D and you hit the G-spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. That's Atlanta talk. That's not white boy talk. That white boy can't make this up. Come on now. You don't hear no white boys talking like that. Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engaged with sexual acts with, like friends with benefits relationship, because Perry did not have time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship, only the physical. Mark my word when I say this, okay? This is according to Derek. He says that he only wanted men who were in relationships with other individuals because he could not be emotionally involved and engage with relations with the men at the same time. So the men needed to have a relationship. Put Tyler LaPlay up on the screen, please. Exhibit A. Where's Tyler LaPlay? Brian Tatanka. Derek Dixon. Just hold that thought. Okay. Despite these comments, he said, despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in a doghouse and might result in his role being cut on the Oval. Fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. Basically, he was asexual, okay? On or around March 2020, Dixon received the script for the Oval. He was written in as a season regular and therefore expected to quit his job with Legendary Events. Dixon's character was also a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. Not Tyler Perry, basically writing you as the character that you playing in his life. Okay, that's a strong move right there. Now, importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he would be loyal to Perry. When Dixon asked Perry about the shooting, Perry indicated that if Dixon did a good job, Dixon would be back, and that the shooting didn't necessarily mean that Dixon's character was out of the script for the future seasons. Perry commented that Dixon's character was only shot in the chest and not in the head. Dixon immediately understood that his job security depended on his relationship with Perry. From this point on, Dixon worked with constant fear of losing his job if he did not engage with or endure his harassment. Shortly after giving Dixon the news and after telling Dixon that the future seasons were dependent on Dixon doing a good job, Tyler Perry invited Dixon to his home in Atlanta again. We almost to the end, just wait, okay? How they doing? They enjoying it? I ain't getting on their nerve with all this reading. I don't want y'all like here, I'm hating on another black man. It's a white man. It's white one Wednesday. Give them their credit. Now, shortly after giving Dixon the news and after telling Dixon that the future seasons were dependent on a good job, plaintiff asked questions and tried to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what happened the last time the two were alone in his home. However, plaintiff knew that his job security, income, and livelihood depended on his attendance. Plaintiff had seen other employees of Perry's who had experienced sudden deaths on the show and when they fell on Perry's bad side. In fact, Perry had to make it clear to Dixon that he would often kill characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. This is where the floodgates are going to open. This is not going to be the first nor the last lawsuit that's going to come out, and Tyler will probably about have a class action lawsuit before the feds get a little bored after Diddy, and then they come after him. They're probably just gonna wait, try somebody that's white, then they're gonna come back and come for Tyler, okay? So, in fact, Perry made it clear to Dixon he would often kill characters. When Dixon arrived at the house, at Tyler Perry's house, Tyler Perry gave Dixon a warm welcome, and it was a very friendly. Soon after, Tyler Perry started asking Dixon a slew of sexually charged questions, even asking if Dixon liked it rough in bed. When Dixon arrived at the house, hold on. Perry then, sorry, I was reading repeating the same sentence. I should have, because that was a lot in that sentence, okay? Perry then physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat, attempting to physically choke Dixon, and remarked, "Wow, look how excited you just got. You do like that." Dixon was horrified, shocked, and a panic. Dixon never thought that Tyler Perry could get so violent and would place his hands around Dixon's throat in a sexually aggressive manner. Dixon did not enjoy or consent to any of this conduct. Dixon was in shock and took steps to immediately de-escalate the situation. Due to the onset of COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, filming for The Oval was postponed indefinitely, okay? Now, out of fear of losing his role, income, and career, Perry often asked Dixon about his whereabouts, often demanding that Dixon respond immediately. When he didn't, Perry would send messages to Dixon stating, Derek, girl, Derek, what are you doing?" says Perry, okay? Additionally, Perry was jealous of anyone who Dixon had a relationship with. Perry told Dixon that if Dixon got COVID-19 from his roommate at the time, Dixon would not be able to shoot The Oval. Perry encouraged Dixon to move into one of the on-set studio houses owned by Perry, where Perry would have more control over Dixon's whereabouts, okay? And so, hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay. Perry upped the stakes by telling Dixon point blank that he was not to tell a friend about their friendship. We already talked about that, okay? Perry told Dixon that it should remain a secret and tried to make it seem like the secret was for Dixon's benefit. Perry continued to harass Dixon, and on June 27, 2020, defendant Perry texted Dixon all that he wanted for his birthday were biscuits and BJs. Perry wanted biscuits and BJs, referencing blowjobs, oral sex. That is all Perry ever received were biscuits, no BJs, insinuating a request for sex from Dixon. The text followed with other messages calling Dixon cute, Cutie and Perry was just thinking about Dixon, okay? Now, let me get to the most important part here, okay? I have it screenshot. I just kind of wanted you guys to build, because that's a very detailed timeline, okay? Very detailed. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this quote really quick. Now, we're gonna hold there for a second. After the break, we're gonna take a little break. This ain't the first time these allegations have come forward, okay? And like I said, there's information that I have from a credible source that allegedly Tyler LaPlay is one of the men, allegedly. And we're going to talk about Christian Keys. And we're also going to talk about Tyler Perry's girlfriend who works for him. All that and more after the break. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means Boldly Raise a Glass to. We'll be right back. Let's go.
Let's talk about student loan discharges in bankruptcy. Most people will tell you it's impossible. Even bankruptcy attorneys will tell you that. But guess what? We just got 2 discharged a few weeks ago, and we're going to get a lot more. So if you're struggling with your student loans, you may be able to discharge those through bankruptcy. So you should just give me a call and let's figure it out.
We got this invite from this woman who thinks her husband is possessed by demons. I'm not sure about this one, y'all.
Are you kidding? When the last time we covered a story like this, Tasha?
Diane Johnson's cabin.
I'm so relieved you guys accepted my invitation to come. Something to drink, maybe some tea or coffee? I would do wine, Miss Diane. I know how you like your wine, but I need you fully alert for the story I'm about to burden you with. You're the chosen one. God came to me in my dreams and revealed it all. I don't know about this, guys. Like performing an exorcism on this lady's husband just because she feels like he's possessed.
This is messed up. This is a real life event that we happen to have the exclusive.
Yes, Tasha, we gotta help.
I said we could do a family vacation. All of us on fire.
And we would all be dead right now. For this to work, you must have all skepticism out your mind. Robert, I know the real you is trapped. We're going to free you tonight. Alla la bullshit is shit. Alla la bullshit is shit. Alla la bullshit is shit. Don't forget, guys, all the movies are streaming live on TashaKLive.com. We will not be doing a TashaKLive.com show today because this show is so charged with so many receipts that we had to take time to put together. And so I got a child at the house now. I have to get off work at 5 o'clock like everybody else and go tend to that baby, okay? And so TashaKLive.com, we can reconvene tomorrow for y'all wine, all right? So just stay tuned, all right? And we're going to be going over that Britt Eady lawsuit. So don't forget, guys, we are sponsored in part by the Sugar Case. That is the oil that I have on right now. She has beautiful smelling, just aromatic body scrubs as well as body oils. I've been using these for a very long time. The winos are extremely hooked, okay? She has them in different flavors. They are organic flavors, natural flavors. These are made with naturally extracted plants and oils and things like that. You can get them on my website under the Sugar Case tabs under partners. On shoptkdeals.com, use the coupon code TK10 for 10% off your first order, okay? So let's get into Christian Keys, because remember back in December, Christian Keys had came out telling a story and didn't drop a name. And that's because, according to Derek, he got paid off. We're just gonna remind you of what Christian Keys had to say. Roll that beautiful beam footage, let's go.
Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be. that were moving inappropriately.
That's right.
And I really, like, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, you know, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got, at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, you know, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that.
Please.
I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, you know, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11/11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11/11, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 2005. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, you know, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much, they're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, you know, there was directors along the way like, hey, you know, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. You know if I can handle that or not. You know I can kill that, but I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere.
Now, when Christian Keys came out with that video and y'all knew he was talking about Tyler Perry, y'all got behind this brother and praised him. But the moment the white boy come out here, oh, they trying to take a black billionaire down. Somebody save Medea! Got me spitting and shit. Oh, y'all was ready to shake the ground with Tyler Perry. And then he quietly went away. Because according to this lawsuit, according to Derek, that an actor came out that worked for Tyler Perry for many years and alleged some of the same allegations that he's alleging, and he got paid off, is what, you know, the lawsuit alleges. And he still has his jobs. Now, not everybody has the tenacity, the courage, the strength to say no to somebody as big as Tyler. Because I remember a story that Tyler LaPlay, Miracle Watts' fiance, forced fiance, remember she had to get on Instagram to ask us to ask him to marry her? I said, it's a beautiful girl. You know, why she gotta ask us to ask him to marry her? And then he did it. And then you should have signed a marriage proposal and looked for it like, I love you. And he had the glasses on too. Look, I love you, and you the woman for me, my kids, and will you marry me? She was like, yes. She living her soft life. Because apparently, according to the lawsuit and sources that have been around Tyler wants his people to be in relationships. And from what I know and from seeing statistically is that when gay men date, they date. They make sure they bitches is like 10s, 1000s. And ain't nothing ugly about Miracle Watts. She's a beautiful girl, right? And she's definitely a showstopper when she walks into a room, right? And she's at home. She doesn't have to work. And Tyler is out flying over. He works for Tyler Perry, but he also has other gigs and stuff like that. But I just couldn't help but to remember when he was on a television show, a talk show, and they asked him how did he get the role in one of the shows that he's leading in. And he said, quote, that Tyler asked to fly him out and said that he needed to see him and talk to him personally in New York. And so Tyler was filming, I guess, a stage play in New York. And so they put Tyler on a plane. He's thinking, man, I'm finna go lose my job. He gets there, Tyler gets him backstage and says, and he's in a Medea uniform, and he says, congratulations, I'm promoting you. He was like, oh, man, what the? You remember what Cam Newton said when Jamal Bryant was like, man, you got pretty legs. He was like, oh, man. He said they led a lady and shining. Oh, man, I'm trying. You know, I got to keep up. I'm in the gym. But who's watching? Jamal Bryant is. But I'll never forget, I was like, this man flew you out to tell you that you've been promoted when they have casting agencies that serve as a barrier and your agents to do that? Why didn't he just refer to your agent? That's normally what happens is you have an agent who has direct access to people like Tyler Perry and the casting agencies that he's supposed to have to cast said people. And so when he does want to give promotions or fire, he doesn't have to personally do it himself. He has the casting agents to do it or the agent to call. So why did he need to fly Tyler LaPlay all the way out to New York to get backstage for him to surprise him with, "You've been promoted"? But I also need you to be in a very public relationship with someone that's so beautiful that will create a distraction and they wouldn't even think that you would be giving up dick for scripts. Now, according to a source that was on the cane one day with him, because you remember he had a fiance that he was with that he had 2 kids with, and she was a beautiful woman, very average. She wasn't, no BBL, no nothing like that. It was just very average woman, okay? Gorgeous. Held him down. She's a Hollywood agent. She helped to get him cast, but she wasn't casting fast enough. And so one day he was out running, according to my source, on Runyon Canyon in Hollywood, where everybody goes to run, all the celebrities and stuff. And Tyler Perry ran right past him. And, Tyler Perry ended up stopping, and Tyler LaPlay went over. I guess they exchanged numbers. Next day, they're like, "Yo, Tyler, you coming out?" He's like, "Nah, I'm on my way to Atlanta. Tyler Perry, fly me out." And here's my thing. It's like, yes, he has a look. Tyler knows how to book people that have looks that are just show-stopping looks. Just like, gay men know how to choose women to be beards and masks at their, so that people wouldn't think that I would not be selling butt, right? And we don't know if this is true, but what I'm saying is that Tyler is a very mediocre actor. It's not like he's done anything that's so great. And like I said, Tyler taking them from legendary events as waiters and giving them $600,000 to $1 million contracts with no type of acting experience. And we can see it in his shows because his actors are very untrained. And yet, Taraji P gets out here talking about, he paid me $1 million. He paid me more than Hollywood has ever paid me, child. But he also paying men more than what he paying you. The men that's on them sets. I'll never forget, we was watching, what was that show with Megan Good? It was the movie, Divorce in the Black. And there was a scene where she had a divorce party, and the women invited over the men, and my husband's sitting on my lap, and he on the computer doing some stuff, and I'm watching the film, and he looks up, happened to be at the scene, because I was like, oh, okay, them some nice looking men, So I know they didn't like women, I knew that, but I was like, they some nice looking men. They look like, men, black men, they look like Greek goddess, and my husband looks up and says, "Tyler Perry gay!" I got up off the couch like, man, what? Shaq talking about, why he got all this, why the men in his shows look better than the women? He got one good-looking woman, and the rest look like throwaways from South Carolina, and then he got all these, where he find all these men at? So my husband refuses to watch Tyler Perry movies because he said the one movie that had his favorite actress in it, which was Kelly Rowland, he thinks she's the most beautiful woman on this earth besides me, and the shot that he wanted to see with Kelly Rowland, he had the man butt on top in the paint. Now, it's a lot going on here. So he's been photographed with Mariah Carey's ex, who has no type of pull in the industry, who's always been a 1099 contractor, which means when they have shows, he shows up to dance, and he danced his way to the top. And Mariah Carey did it as you were supposed to do it. If you start sleeping with your talent, J-Lo has done it before, they are no longer employed by you, and they are now your significant other. So there is no fraternizing with the staff or employees, or you holding or giving this person priority because they're giving you dick, or, vice versa. No one can say that. And so now we can't work together anymore because we are now sleeping together. She did it the right way. And a lot of times these people don't get out and meet regular people. So half the time they do fall for people that work for them, okay? Britney Spears has done it. A lot of people have done it, but there's a process to doing it. If you're going to sleep together, like when I met my husband years ago, he was a bartender at a restaurant. He had been there 2 years. I was the new girl. They promoted him to management. I had to leave. I could no longer we could date on the same level, but we couldn't date as him being superior. And yeah, I would get better sections and stuff like that. I sure would. I would have the buses busting my table. I made sure that all my sections paid $200 to $300 a night. That's why I used to laugh at strippers when they used to come in after hours at Cheesecake Factory, because I was like, how much you made? They'd be like $300. I'm like, I made that too. And I got on a full white collar. You remember the Cheesecake Factory uniforms? They had the white dingy shirt. Them shirts was always dirty. The aprons was dirty and white. The shoes was dirty and white. But we made $200-300 on a double. We made sometimes $600-700. And I'm like, you went in there and you got for the same money? Girl, you need to come here. I used to tell them all the time, girl, stop that. Come here. Come here. You have a personality. Let's talk. I used to recruit Waffle House workers and strippers all the time. Because Waffle House workers had a memory. They can remember everything. They would never forget your order. You know how they call it out? Scattered, smothered, covered, shrimp, chicken and waffle. I used to hire them all the time as a manager. Like, you work for Waffle House? Let's go. Because they will do orders in their sleep. They will bring you the food before they bring you the coffee. Now, so there's a process to doing this, and that's why I said it's disheartening, and to me, it's utter self-sabotage. We ain't got into Tyler's girlfriend yet. It's utter self-sabotage for Tyler to be at this level as a mogul, as someone who has eyes all over him, as someone who loves the public eyes on him. He does big, flashy things for people. He's always invited to speak. He loves to hear the sound of his own voice. Like, you have to understand that you are going to be a target. You are going to be intimidating to people. I'm not intimidated by him. You know, somebody that's on his level is not intimidated by him, but there's plenty of other people for you to date. But for some reason, they like young, impressionable people that they feel that they can impress and they can wow. And these people will just jump through hoops with them versus getting on with somebody on their own level. Like, Jeff Bezos is not in this situation. Why? Look at who he got. His woman got more testosterone than he do. She flies helicopters. Come on now. He needs that masculine energy. Elon Musk, he just ain't married. And he ain't sleeping with people that work for his company. He's sleeping with other people with companies that he do business with. So he meets them, just not with his current company. So this is ridiculous. We should not be discussing his sexual preference or his orientations or what he does behind the scenes, but because he mixes his job with his pleasure, that's the reason why we're here. And anybody that's been in a job environment where your boss is you know, just kind of lusting over you, it's annoying as hell. They will prioritize you, and as soon as you don't give them what you want, guess what? They're demonetizing you. Nobody should play with you like that, whether you man or female. But here's the thing, like, he put himself in this situation, so did Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, one of them young, impressionable, the ones that still go tell, Mommy, he hit me. Them the ones that Shannon Sharp like. And to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like it was a calculated setup. The pictures with Brian Tonka on the boat shows that he's out here fraternizing with people that works for him. Then all of a sudden this lawsuit hits. Then you got a white man, Tony Conway, that's sending you men through his events company that clearly likes men himself. I think maybe he wants to retire from doing your events and they gonna split the cash. And this ain't gonna be the first dude that come out. They just getting started. The setup is in the lawsuit. And what comes with this? Sponsors. Don't no company want to be associated with anybody with allegations like this. They have moral clauses. So the fact that he was at the BET Awards the other night reminding people for 3 hours he would not shut up. 3 hours. I had so many people calling me in that room talking about he will not get off the stage of what he's done for black people, how much he pays black people. Remember that Hollywood has never did that, and you're speaking against Hollywood in the same tone while saying you're elevating black people, the same people that they haven't elevated, but yet you're doing the same thing that Hollywood does on their casting couches. Like, make it, come on, y'all, come on, just stop the cap. And let's top it off. I heard personally from a very well-credited source that not only is this particular lawsuit true, not only is he courting Mariah Carey's ex, but guess what? He's apparently dating a female cast from one of his shows. Her, Crystal Renee. Everybody talking about that in rooms. That she is his public girlfriend. She is a beard. Allegedly. So you mean to tell me it's okay for him to date Crystal Renee and she works for him? Probably has a lavish lifestyle. This is Tyler Perry. I don't have to take no dick from him. All I gotta do is be a look. She gets leads in shows. And all I have to do is just smile on the red carpet to make him appear straight. And the more they do it, the more... Tyler Perry growing titties right before us, like for real. Like, stop with the, oh, we're trying to hold a black man down. There are so many men. How many men are in the world? Is it like maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 billion men? 3 to 4 billion men? Why can't you court a man out the country? Like, if there's a man on your set that you have a certain type and preference, like, you can go get that type and preference out of the country. Why must it be somebody that works for you? Somebody who's probably broken their neck and you are their dream. They put his picture, they put flyers up on billboards. Tyler Perry, hire me, please, do this. And then you turn around and get accused of this because you're too lazy to take your private jet out the country and go whoever you want to fuck, and nobody can bring a lawsuit against you because they don't play that over there. And then to top it off, let me tell you how self-sabotaging he is and how egotistical he is and how bored he is with all the money that he has. You write a part in a show that depicts you as a business mogul, having an empire. Y'all remember Beauty in Black? Horace? And Horace was against his own sons being gay in the show. Tyler Perry had more gay sex scenes than he had female heterosexual sex scenes, and then he used the females as beards in the show to cover up a lot of what was going on in the family as well as in the club. And so the lead in that was nothing more than a beautiful black woman who was a beard, who was naive, and who was willing to cover up like Crystal Renee allegedly is doing, so that Tyler can be himself, and so that Horace in the show could be himself. And so what happens, they would send a black woman to go get the man. Because that's what he expects, is the 25 million black women that support him on his shows to go and hide his sexual preferences, because I'm gonna continue to employ you and highlight you and put you in positions that nobody has ever put you in, even though he's exploited and made more money off of a black woman's pain caused by men like him. And so you write a part into a show that depicts you being a billionaire, being able to change anybody's life, and will be willing to marry someone that comes from nothing just to cover up what it is that you have going on. And in the dark, you would have that black woman go bring you a light-skinned man that looks like Brian and that looks like, it's 2 Brians, right? Brian and Derek. And they dance for you. They do whatever you want. You pay them, and then they leave. And they're not gay men, but they're willing to be gay for pay, like they're saying Tyler LaPlay is. forget my show is sponsored in part by the Sugar Case, okay? Beautiful, just great smelling body oils, okay? I've been using them for a very long time. You can put them all over your body. They're organic oils. Use my coupon code TK10 to get 10% off your first order on shoptkdeals.com. I really want to talk to you guys about something. Guys, a lot of times, real quick, why our metabolism is not working, especially us being women of age, even men, is because we're not properly supplemented. And I know y'all like, Tasha, here you go again. No, it's true. I get so many people writing in saying, Tasha, how do I lose weight? How do I do this? And I'm like, first of all, how are your vitamins and minerals? What are your hormone levels like? Because if your body has everything that it needs to support itself, it will burn fat when you want it to burn fat. Meaning, it's not going to burn fat without you exercising unless you're taking semaglutide or, Ozempic or something like that. But I'm talking about a natural fat burning cycle, which means your metabolism is working. That means you have everything that your body needs in order to make it work. Other than that, nothing is going to work, meaning you have to have 98% of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. We get that through sea moss, okay? This is 10,000 milligrams of sea moss in mango or pineapple flavor. It doesn't have that fishy odor like most sea moss. Every health guru sticks behind sea moss. On top of that, we have spirulina, zinc, burdock root, and vitamin C, okay? It has immune system properties and things that may help your immune system to fight off things that you come in contact with. But again, if you come in contact with something and you're not properly supplemented, because we're not eating the right foods, we're not eating enough foods and things, and a lot of times our foods are not vitamin and mineral enriching, okay, we will possibly get sick. And yes, we are going to get sick, but how does our body take that sickness if it doesn't have the support that it needs? Even with mushrooms, okay? When it comes to mushrooms are just as nutritionally dense as the sea moss. The sea moss is just a little easier to take because it has mango and pineapple, but the mushroom extract, all right, this ain't no shit, but it's really good, and you can look at the reviews on shoptkdeals.com. These are supplements that I personally use to help support my immune system, okay, and help keep my T cells fighting, my killer cells, killing off of any virus and bacteria that I come in contact with, okay? And so mushrooms are naturally occurring vitamins and minerals from the earth, okay? And so we just have to sometimes put them in, and vitamins that may have a little sugar in them that had, and sugar comes from the earth as well too. And your body has what it needs on top of the sea moss. These are the top selling products that we have on shoptkdeals.com because it works. Look at the reviews from the real winos, okay? Also, if you don't like mushrooms and gummies and you want something that's just gonna last a little longer, we got the Mushroom Vitamix, which is the T cell and NK cell mushroom powder. All this is about 8 to 10 super mushrooms, dehydrated, grounded up into a powder. It tastes good. It smells good. You could put it in water. You could put it in your coffee. You could put it in your gravy. You could put it in a smoothie. You could take this twice a week. It will be as nutritionally dense as the sea moss drops, but the sea moss drops are just a little more convenient because you could just put them under your tongue, okay? Look at the reviews on shoptkdeals.com. Don't take my word for it. And also look at the NIH research on it, that it may and has been proven in clinical studies to eradicate HPV or anything that is caused to cause an immune response or cause your body to retain something, whether it's a virus, bacteria, anything. It has been shown in clinical studies that mushrooms are used a lot in a lot of cancer therapy and HPV therapy. Now, I am not a doctor. Of course, I am being paid, you know what I'm saying, to get these products to you, but I also use these products. So, ain't nothing shame in my game here, okay? As a matter of fact, let me take my little mushrooms here in front of y'all. And don't forget, guys, after you're properly supplemented, if you really want to kickstart your metabolism, what you're also going to need is B vitamins. B vitamins help support the gut. Not only do they help support the gut alongside with the mushrooms and the sea moss drops, but they help to kickstart the metabolism, which means they break down carbohydrates and fats so they won't, store around your belly. They won't store around your heart and stuff like that. And this right here will last you 6 months, almost to a year, because you don't need to take B vitamins every day. You just need like one little scoop once a week, and this product will last you all year and will help to kickstart your metabolism. So when you do get in the gym, guess what? You're burning fat. It's not staying. I have rarely ever seen somebody who is properly supplemented and their blood work says they're good that can't lose weight unless they're not trying to lose weight, which means even if you're big now and you start supplementing, put yourself in the gym. I guarantee you can still eat a balanced diet. You can still eat sugar. You can still eat fried foods at a minimum. You can still drink alcohol, and you will still be able to burn that fat, because why? Your body, your organs, everything has what it needs in order to properly digest what it is that you take in. But if you're not digesting this, because your body doesn't have the support that it needs, okay? This is available. Use the coupon code TK10 on all the products that I just advertised. On shoptkdeals.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this show. I hope that you enjoyed it. TashaKLive.com. I will probably see you tomorrow. If not, definitely for an explosive show on Friday. We had to take some time to get all these receipts together so that you guys can understand the magnitude of this lawsuit and what Tyler Perry is facing, all because he loves self-sabotage. I'll never forget, somebody just emailed me his therapy records. I said, I'm not reading that. Yeah, I looked at the therapy record. I said, how the hell did you get this? This is what got me in trouble the last time. I didn't ask for that. R. Kelly out here trying to sue me because y'all got to stop that. But I read them, though. I did. I read the alleged therapy records. I sure do, okay? But pray for him. Pray that he'll finally see his worth and his power, and that he doesn't need to manipulate or coerce anyone to give him what he wants when he already has the world. There'll be plenty of men that'll be willing to be with Tyler on Tyler's terms. But for some reason, we always want, when you're given everything that you work for and everything that you thought you could never have and you got it, for some reason, it's an innate nature of people like this to want to chase and continue to chase things that they're being told that they can't have. You need some therapy, Tyler. Some serious therapy. And there's no reason why you can't afford it. And the fact that you're saying that no one ever gives you what you want, you got thousands of actors and actresses, people that look up to you that will give you anything that you want at the drop of a dime. So this is just pure greed. Get somebody else to do it. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. Okay. Also, guys, if you have tips on your favorite celebrities, please feel free to email me on unwinewithtashak@gmail.com, as you always do. You always send them to my phone. Shout out to all the sources that keep the show alive, okay? Everything in the show is alleged. We were not there. Some of these are my opinions. Some of them are facts according to those who are making the allegations, okay? Also, guys, if you want to advertise on the platform, please feel free to send me an email on unwinewithtashak@gmail.com. We got ad rates starting at $250. Thank y'all so much for all the support and love. Being winos, we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary next year. Okay? Stay tuned for that, because I got a huge surprise for y'all. Oh, yeah. It's big, too. Y'all don't know that it's real big. It's for y'all, okay? And I love y'all, and thank y'all. And TashaKLive.com. I'll be in the chat with y'all on TK Live, and trust me, you guys are getting it this week, all right? I love you. Now I got to go. Teddy, say bye. And thank you to my super producer, Jasmine, for who takes time, hours, to be in the studio at 8:30 in the morning putting together all this stuff for y'all, okay? Regardless of all the technical glitches and everything. So thank you to my entire team. I love you guys. And don't forget, all the movies are streaming on Tubi as well as TashaKLive.com. You do have to subscribe to TashaKLive.com to see those movies. And don't forget, we got Diddy's Freak Off Lovers interview over there. We also got Yandy's lover over there, Mendici's lover over there. I mean, we got a lot of shit over there, okay? Enjoy, indulge. Your subscription lasts for a month once you pay for it, and then, you pay every month. You can pause when you want. I love you guys, and now I gotta go. Bye,
Let's talk about student loan discharges in bankruptcy. Most people will tell you it's impossible. Even bankruptcy attorneys will tell you that. But guess what? We just got 2 discharged a few weeks ago, and we're going to get a lot more. So if you're struggling with your student loans, you may be able to discharge those through bankruptcy. So you should just give me a call and let's figure it out.
tonight from this woman who thinks her husband is possessed by demons. I'm not sure about this one, y'all.
Are you kidding?
When the last time we covered a story like this, Tasha?
Diane Johnson's cabin.
I'm so relieved you guys accepted my invitation to come. Something to drink, maybe some tea or coffee?
I would do wine, Miss Diane.
I know how you like your wine, but I need you fully alert for the story I'm about to burden you with. You're the chosen one. God came to me in my dreams and revealed it all.
I don't know about this, guys. Like performing an exorcism on this lady's husband just because she feels like he's possessed.
This is messed up.
This is a real-life event that we happen to have the exclusive.
Yes, Tasha, we gotta help.
I said we could do a family vacation. All of us on fire.
And we would all be dead right now. For this to work, you must have all skepticism out your mind. Robert, I know the real you is trapped. We're going to free you tonight.
Alla la bullshit is shit. Alla la bullshit is shit.